Hello and welcome back to Up and Adam. I'm Gelsey and I am here for your daily hot tea of Love Island games. That's right. We are here recapping every single day and oh my gosh, it is finally happening. The tensions are getting high and people are starting to butt heads and I'm so here for it. Last night was a lot. Let's go straight to it. All right, so we go into our couples. We already have a lot of tension starting. Obviously, this whole episode, it just gets so dramatic. And it, uh, real cards and truths are being shown at this point, right? So Garby is still flustered because Lucinda thinks that she had it out for her in the baby bird challenge. And she can't say it enough. She can't tell Kendall enough. She's like, I didn't mean like the tensions were high. Just every time I went, the bull was there. I get it. Again, the most disgusting challenge we've had so far. I would do the same, just pure panic, like, bleh, like whatever bull's in front of me. There's no time for strategy when it's that gross. But Lucinda and Kendall have a chat. Supposedly Lucinda's Kendall's best friend. Like, was I missing something or is that news to all of us? Because I kind of was like, wait, you are? Like, that's fine. We can all be friends. But that was a huge key element there that I've missed thus far. But Kendall tries to tell Lucinda that Garby did not do that intentionally and blah, blah, blah. But Lucinda kind of tells him to watch himself and that he thinks she's just out for the game and, you know, almost like don't trust her, which I didn't love. Garby didn't love that either because when Kendall tries to tell Garby that he had that conversation with Lucinda, and he's like, I'm having a really hard time on who to trust. I'm sorry, like your hot girl best friend versus the one you are in a partnership with that supposedly you're building a relationship with. Like, oh, I know this is a big conversation with a lot of couples in real life. There's always the hot friend that's like, that's not really, but I don't know. I know there's nothing romantic between Lucinda and Kendall, but I just think he was a little out of line holding more weight to Lucinda's side than Garby's side. And this is the first time we see, as I always call them, America's sweethearts have their first argument, first fight. And it did get a bit, ugh. So right here, when, you know, we have them talking to each other, it does not go in Garby's favor. She does not end this conversation happy.
Want it to affect too much about what we got.
I just hope that, like, in real life, if something, like, actually happens and I'm feeling down, I would like to not feel like someone to just, like, pile on, if that makes sense. Like, that's all I'm saying.
Okay. If I could have approached that with a different manner, and I'm sorry for that. Both of us could have handled things better. Is that fair?
Like, did you want me to, like, break down and cry in front of you?
No, of course.
I don't think that was fair. That was not, you can tell by her face. She's like, that is not the answer I was looking for. Like, we both could have done better because Garby doesn't feel like she was in the wrong. And honestly, I don't think she was either. Like, she's apologized and she says, she's like, what do you want from me? How many more times do I need to apologize for this? Also, she does pull Lucinda and they do have a little chat. And she's like, I didn't do it on purpose. She can't say it enough. But for the love of fucking God, it's a game. It's a contest. Like, you can be friends in the villa and then still be cutthroat during a game. Like, have none of them played family night Monopoly game? Like, I don't care how much I love my sister or my dad or whoever I'm playing Monopoly with. I will buy those properties and I will charge you the damn tax because I'm fucking winning. Like, it's a game. I don't know. I just really like how personal everyone's taking the game part of it. I'm like, yeah, bro. Literally, again, call your agent, look at your contract. The name is games. The only thing I don't like, though, are these love games that people are playing. That I don't approve with. So let's move on in that vein of Johnny and Andrina. Now, Johnny has kind of been voicing his concerns to friends about his relationship with Andrina. He feels emotionally drained, understimulated, like she doesn't have the dog in her and he does. And you know, finally he does sit her down and tell her because for a while, I understand we've all been in that point in a relationship where we can start to come to terms with ourselves, how we feel, and then we tell other people how we feel. But until you tell that person, it kind of is like a little shady, a little shitty. So he finally does sit her down, which I loved, and tells her, you know, I just feel like everything is so shallow, surface level with us. I'm leading the conversations. And she does admit to that. She says, I have a hard time opening up to people, being vulnerable, letting that wall down, which again, I understand in the emotional world of relationships and our lives and being humans, that is true. We've all, again, been there. I have. But maybe this is just being in my 30s versus my 20s. I'm like, just put the fucking wall down. Like, what are we doing? If you want to make a connection, just like, I'm so sick of that being an excuse of like, oh, I'm so guarded. It's like, just fall. If you get hurt, get back up, brush it off, and move on. Have a day. You might win 250 thou wow while you're doing it. I don't know. I think it's after a while, it ends up being self sabotage because she's not letting Johnny in. And so he pisses off. But she does say that she does have things she could work on and said she's willing to work on it. So she does give him that, like, okay, I recognize this and I want to move on. But it doesn't really go in her favor at the end of this. We'll get there when that challenge and decisions get heavily made and a lot of people get pissed off. Now, also speaking of love games, let's go over to Tyreek and Justine. So this is probably my least favorite, shittiest situation that's going on right now. I love Justine. I think America loves Justine. There's a reason she won before. She's a strong, beautiful kind of a woman. I'm all for her. I'm Team Justine. Tyreek, I want him to get sent home so bad. Like, I'm so over it. I can't understand what he's saying. Thank God for subtitles. He's such a little sleazy weasel. And he told Toby, I'm going to play Justine. I'm going to make her think that I'm in it. I'm going to cuddle, do all the love shit, give her breakfast, and then I'm going to stab her in the back. And I know the whole freaking nation watching it went, ugh, when that happened. I mean, like, not, dude. I don't know how I feel about Toby maybe not pulling Justine aside and saying, hey, I got to tell you something. I think he has more loyalty with Tyreek. There's more bro code there. They literally only say bro to each other. That conversation, like, hey, you know what I mean, bro? Oh, bro, I got this out. Oh, bro, yeah. I was like, dude. I mean, that is me with the way I say dude a lot because I'm a California girl, so shaka, bro. But Tyreek, and it's just not like he's really playing her, and that also kind of comes out. Now, I am glad that the truth of that seemed to reveal itself sooner than I think we thought it would. I was scared he was going to milk her and pull her on a little longer. And then, that would have been really shitty. But I think it's soon enough that his true cards showed and Justine's pissed off soon enough that she wasn't that far deep into it. She emotionally wasn't, she was starting to, and she thought things were good. She really did. And it's really shitty. But that does take us to our big first surprise. So they're all hanging out and this happens.
There's a president's outside.
Present?
Yeah, bro. 2 big presents, bro. Say whose birthday?
A surprise box. I'm in shock mode right now.
Hey, knock twice if you're in there.
Might be a Christmas tree.
This is not Christmas.
This is not Christmas. Yes, it is. The stores are already selling Christmas trees. It's time. We're doing it. I immediately knew I saw those boxes. I was like, oh, our new bombshells are definitely in those boxes, which I love when Ariana did finally confirm that. Lucinda's response is, are they okay? Like, that was my response. I was like, are they good in there? It's fine. I was a magician's assistant at one point, and I have sat in a tiny box way smaller than that for way longer. So they can handle it. They're all good. But we all have them walk into the fire pit. They're told to come in. There's these 2 boxes, and we do get the Baby Bird Challenge results. We knew them. So we have our power couple is Sydney and Toby. They won. Our second place runner-up is Andrina and Johnny. So they are safe from being vulnerable. Then we have our 5 vulnerable couples, Lucinda and Isaiah, Garvey and Kendall, Andrea and Josh, Nicola and Marvin, Justine and Tyreek. Woof. What a lot of vulnerability there, right? So we have these boxes. We don't know what's going on. We don't know where we're playing yet. And in walks our lovely, hot queen of the host, Ariana. Love it. I love that dress. The cutouts on the side. It was, again, anyone from the Peacock wardrobe department, if you do get a hold of this, send me the clothes. Send me her dresses. They can't be worn again. Like I said, she's already been photographed in them. I will wear them. On that note, so Ariana comes in and tells them there are 2 boxes there. They each get a card. The card has 2 boxes to check, either return to sender or open the box. The vulnerable couples can choose to return to sender, meaning they were happy to stay in their couple and they will remain vulnerable. Or they can take a chance, open the box, leave their couple, and have a chance with a new bombshell. If the bombshell picks them to be in a couple, then they are safe from America's vote. So it's a big toss up there. It's very much, do you want to take that risk? You could take the risk. The vulnerable couples could take a risk of potentially being safe. So that is a huge strategic move game-wise. And we go through each couple, and some of them were a little shocking, right? Some were obvious. Andrea and Josh both returned to sender. Duh, they're finally together. They're like, let's just send them to the hideaway already. Let them make a baby. Nicola decides to open the box. She did confirm earlier that her and Marvin's relationship is a friendship relationship. She's like, I'm stuck in a couple friendship again. So I want to take a chance. And I was really hoping that she would take that chance. Marvin also chose to open the box. So they were on the same page, which I love that. Lucinda decides to return to sender. I didn't know which way she was going to go because her and Isaiah are so fresh and so new. But Isaiah feels the same. He also returns to sender. So I do love that for them. I said it in that heart rate challenge. They got something there. And I hate to say this because I don't want to throw up, but they're cute. It's adorable what they got. Now, Garby, I think we were a little on edge on what she was going to do after their fight. Her and Kendall got in a tiff. She was still not very happy. Doesn't feel like he fully understood, heard her. I mean, she says that after their talk. I wouldn't even call it an argument the second time. And she's like, I just was not heard. It was just what he wanted to say. And she's like, I don't think he understands what happens. But she still decides to return to sender. She is weighing it on so far the whole experience in the villa with Kendall, which of course is what you have to do in a relationship because fights are going to happen. And then there's that bit of when Kendall goes like, oh my God, is he, isn't he? Of course he returns to sender. America's sweethearts, no problems with them. Now, Justine, we go to Justine and she decides to return to sender. I couldn't believe it. Like when she was talking, saying, I've been in the situation before where my couple said we're good and it wasn't. Josh didn't pick her in the last recoupling. So I thought she was kind of going with the, like, I can't do that again to myself. And then she goes on this, like, we're really building a connection. I feel all this shit. And she says, return to sender. So we go to Tyreek and this is where he decides to get that nasty ass knife out and stab her right in that beautifully sculpted back of hers. He picks open the box. And that moment, I think we all felt for Justine. That was just horrible. We saw it coming. He told everybody except her that he was going to do this. We all saw it watching from home. But like I said, I didn't know if he was going to play it this soon. I thought maybe he would stay in a couple with her and then start to heavily flirt with the new bombshell or something. But Justine, she's crushed. I hated seeing that, but I do feel like it was early on enough that she's like, cool, got it, noted. She even says that. She's like, all right, cool. We're done. I'm done with you. Which of course they're not done, because if the bombshells in the box do not choose those people, they have to go back to their couple and be vulnerable, which imagine sleeping in those beds together. So awkward. Then, we go over. So Tyreek is feeling so righteous and he's like, karma's a bitch, ain't it? And I was just like, you motherfucker. Like, it's his cockiness. Like, I want him to go home so bad. He felt so good and entitled and like about that moment. I didn't like that. Now, of course, there's always some plot twists. So one of the plot twists is that the safe couples also get to play. So they can choose to stay in their couple, return to sender, and stay safe from being vulnerable. Or if they're not happy with their coupling, they can choose to open the box and stay safe. But if the bombshell does not choose them, then they become vulnerable. Or if they do choose it, it makes their partner become vulnerable, which we do see happen. So Sydney and Toby both decide to return to sender. They feel like they've got something good going. I'm not exactly really sure what it is. Like I said in my last episode, I think there's kind of just some cobwebs going on up there, but you know what? She went on a journey and she's spiritual, so we're all good. And it goes over to Andrina. Of course, she's like, I'm so happy in my coupling, return to sender. And then it goes to Johnny.
I decided that I'm going to open the package.
What?
plot twist, open the package. I kind of saw it coming. I mean, he again has been voicing his problems to the other guys, saying, I don't really feel it anymore. But after that conversation with Adrina, and she said, I feel it, I want to work on it. He already made his mind up. He already made that decision. And that was more him telling her as a pre-warning, in my opinion, than saying, hey, this is a problem. Let's try to work on it. He does have this past with the past season. He's known as a player. I don't think a lot of people were shocked. I was rooting for him. There is still something about him that I do like. But yeah, that moment showed a lot of truth. So he goes up and they do open the box, and we have 2 new bombshells entering the villa. We've got Casey from the UK, and his only option, the only girl that chose to open the package, is Nicola. So they become a new couple, which I was very happy for her. Again, we all love her. She's the sweetest. She's the cutest. And then our girl, bombshell Gabby from the UK, she could cut a bitch. Look at her body. I mean, that package opened, and I was like, oh, damn, she ain't here to, she's strong AF. I think she's going to give the girls a run for her money. So she has 3 boys to choose from, and those boys are Marvin, Tyreek, and Johnny. And honestly, I was hoping for this to be the result. She picks Johnny, which then sends Andrina to the vulnerable bench, pissed, and she's done with him, but now he's in a new couple. I mean, Johnny and Gabby, them 2 together, talk about power couple. I mean, they're going to be in the gym the whole time at the villa, just taking names, cutting throats. I wouldn't mess with them. But it makes Tyreek and Marvin vulnerable and back to the bench. But Tyreek now is still in a couple with Justine, which kills all of us. I hate it. And again, I said, Ariana loves these little plot twists. Before she goes, we do still have our power couple. And the power couple gets to choose 2 people to save from America's vote, right? The 2 that they choose, the boy gets to pick a girl and the girl gets to pick a boy. Toby picks Lucinda. He's like, she's my great friend in here. I've known her from the past. They got that UK bond. And I think we were all like, oh, that's great. Lovely. And then Sydney picks freaking Tyreek. How many of you screamed on the couch when that happened? I was like, the karma's really going to be a bitch for this guy, because if he's getting away with this and getting away with this murder, I could not believe that. I don't think America's going to vote against Justine. I know Justine's going to stay safe because honestly, pity vote, it works. And we all love her already, but oh my God, when she did that, and Sydney was crying, and she's like, it's really hard. And I was like, oh my God, that you just got here yesterday. And aren't you spiritual now? You should be over this. Your prefrontal lobe is developed. I do have to say, I think she is my least favorite girl, and Tyreek has definitely taken number 1 for me as least favorite guy. Josh, you're off the hook. Josh didn't do anything wrong. He's not malicious or, some of these other guys really are. He just rubs me the wrong way in a douchey way, but no worries there. Tyreek is safe, and we have America voting in. I want to know who you voted for if you did. And tomorrow night, we will find out the results. We have our couples, our contestants here that are vulnerable now. Sorry, I thought I could just finish that off there. We will see who is going home tomorrow night. And I can tell you I'm anxious. It's getting down to a point where it's only going to be people that we like left, except Tyreek. I cannot believe he's safe. Cannot believe he's safe. He has to go home this week. I just want everyone to gang up on him. It'll happen. It'll happen. Karma's a bitch. He said it himself. But we will see tomorrow night who gets sent home and who remains safe. And we'll see with the remaining people, some of these tensions that are growing high, and some of these women that are not happy with their men. Oh, I can't wait. All right. Don't forget to like the video down below and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, so you do not miss my new Love Island recaps coming your way. And if you're listening on the podcast, don't forget to give us a 5-star review. It really helps us out and gets ourselves in front of more listeners like you. And if you wouldn't mind mentioning my name and how much you're loving Love Island games, that helps me out too. Thanks so much, guys, and I will see you on Monday.